welcome back to my channel. We've got little Miss Daisy here. She's like purring and just nudging everything, so I'm gonna have to kick her out or she's gonna knock everything down. Sorry, Daisy. Okay, so today's video, you can see I am starting without any makeup. We are going to be doing a full affordable / drugstore makeup routine. A lot of this stuff is new from the drugstore. Some of these things are new to me, and there's a couple things in here that aren't new or new to me at all. So quick overview, we've got Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink. This is one of the newer colors in Amazonian. We've got, now that is new. This is not new, but this is the Revolution Luxury Baking Powder. This is obviously not in any order, I'm just grabbing stuff. Maybelline Total Temptation Mascara. This I have not opened yet or tried at all. Maybelline Total Temptation Brow Pencil. I can give you guys a slight opinion on this because I have tried it just a couple times. I was going to do a first impression on it, but the other day my Brow Wiz, Anastasia Brow Wiz, ran away, so I broke into this and used this already. We've got the, which I think this is what I'm most excited for, the Revolution Soph X. Soph X Revolution. She's a YouTuber. I think it's Soph Does Nails. I've watched her a few times. I really like her. And it's so funny because I just started getting into her channel, and the next day I went into Ulta and I saw this and I was like, hey! I just started watching her, so I picked this up. I'm really excited. It has a lot of really beautiful colors in it, so I can't wait to see how it applies. Also, let's see. I also got the Soph X Revolution Highlighting Palette. This looks super promising. I saw a few reviews on this already, and it looks really nice, so I cannot wait to try that. I've also got the brand Kiss, which I think they're also Kiss Nails, right? I think they do nails too. But these are lashes that I got from the drugstore. $10 and you get 5 pairs, so you can't really beat that. Well, if they work well, that is. I'm not somebody who can bring myself to spend $10 or more on a single pair of lashes just because I don't use them that much, and when I do, it's one of those like, oh, takes it off at the end of the night, and I'm like, I don't know where that went. Also from Revolution is their new, what is it, Conceal and Define Full Coverage Concealer. I did try this a couple times so I could give you guys an opinion because a lot of people are comparing it to the Tarte Shape Tape, which I'll give my opinions on that when I apply it. And then we've got the LA Girl, this is not new, but it is new to me, Pro Conceal. So I'll do one side of each, see which we like better. And then I can leave in the comments later or in the description how this wore throughout the day. At Ulta, I picked up a new Morphe brush set. It's called Complexion Goals. It's got a lot of complexion brushes in it, so I will be using this. Revlon Colorstay Foundation, NYX Angel Veil Primer, Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula, and Physicians Formula Felt Tip Liner. Okay, so I'm just going to start jumping into the tutorial and giving my thoughts as I go. Alright, so first priming with the NYX Angel Veil Primer. Ooh. Mine's a bit older and apparently need to be shaken because a bunch of just like liquid came out. I have used this primer before and it's one of my favorite drugstore primers. It's just a basic silicone-based primer. Smooths everything out, fills in pores, all that jazz. So I'm breaking into the Morphe Complexion Goals set. This was $25 for, I think there's 5 brushes in here, which I did not think was a bad price at all. Plus you get this cute little bag. It's like a rose gold, very cute makeup bag. You get a foundation brush, a small like pointed powder brush, a bigger pointed powder brush, which those are all synthetic, and then you get 2 natural hair brushes. One is an angled like blush contour, and then one is a fan brush. Okay, so I'm going to go in with my Revlon Colorstay foundation. I do not have a new drugstore foundation to show you guys. I will say I tried the new Maybelline Superstay foundation. Beautiful foundation. I recommend it. However, I think it was personally making me break out. So if breakouts or acne isn't really a concern for you and foundations don't usually do that kind of thing to you, I would recommend it. But for me, I think it was giving me some whitehead, so I was like, oh, it's not worth it. So back to my Revlon Colorstay. This foundation seems to work really well with my skin. Okay, so this brush is a flat top and it's very dense. So it is really giving me some coverage, which I enjoy. No shedding or anything from the brush, which I wouldn't expect from a new brush, but I don't know. What I've been liking to do lately is to apply my foundation with a brush to get the coverage and then go over with a damp sponge, which this is also from Morphe. My face looks really white on camera, but I swear this matches my neck. Okay, because I'm feeling like having a little extra coverage today, I'm pretty broken out at the moment, I'm going to use the Nyx Stay Matte, not flat, and I'm actually going to apply it with a little puff. I know that that's kind of like weird, and I feel like nobody does this like this anymore, and everybody uses a brush, or they'll use a fluff when they're baking, but I love the way that this makes my skin look, so I still do it. So next I am going to go in with the two different concealers. This will be a first impression. Again, I will leave how it wears in the description later on. This I have tried, so I will give you my opinion on it of whether it's a dupe or not for the Tarte Shape Tape. Alright, so I will go in with this one first. Again, this is the Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Concealer. Mine is in the shade C2, which is a really fair kind of neutral color. Okay, so here is the Revolution Conceal and Define. Why do I keep forgetting what it's called? Yes. Conceal and Define Full Coverage Concealer. And here are my thoughts on it since I have worn it quite a few times already. For me, personally, it creases a lot throughout the day, especially if you are blessed with very flat, smooth under eyes, then you might like this. I don't think it has as much coverage as the Tarte Shape Tape. For me, the Tarte Shape Tape gives a very like opaque, flawless look under the eye. Not that this looks bad by any means, but it's a little bit less coverage and it does crease. Again, if creasing is not a concern for you and you have really smooth under eyes, then I say it's worth trying. I'm not in love with it and I don't think it's a complete dupe for the Shape Tape. I'm going to do the other eye with the LA Girl Pro Conceal. This is in the shade Porcelain. Alright, so I'm trying to get the product out. I see it. Okay, hopefully that's enough. Okay, so off the bat, compared to what I'm used to, aka the Shape Tape Concealer, this feels a bit tackier, which I don't really mind because I set everything with a powder anyway. Okay. So that blended out really nice. Right now it looks pretty smooth. I will say though, usually that little bit of Shape Tape, I hate to keep comparing it to Shape Tape, but that's just what I've been using for the past year. Usually that amount would also go on top of my eye because that's the way I prime my eyes. So it didn't go as far. So I'll just add a little extra. Okay, so it blended out really nice. Like I said, a little bit didn't go a super long way, but I don't really mind because it is so affordable. I really actually right now like the way that looks better than the Revolution concealer. I actually think it has a little bit more coverage and brightened a little bit more. So I'm actually just going to even out a little bit color-wise. Okay, I kind of, I'm actually really digging the way that looks. I can see why it's a popular concealer. Can't wait to see how it wears on me because honestly, I would like to find something other than the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer that I like because as much as I love the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer and it's the best one I found concealing so far in the winter because it is a more matte concealer, it can leave my under eyes looking dry. So we'll see how this LA Girl one wears. I'm excited. Hopefully I like it. Okay, so I'm going in with that Revolution Luxury Baking Powder. This is the lightest one. It's pretty much just white. It's called Ghost. That's me. Pour it a little bit into the lid, and I am taking that pointed powder brush from the Morphe set, and I'm just going to set... Okay, so right off the bat with that, I mean, it does its job. It definitely, set. But it's kind of weird with this one. Wherever you, first initially place it, it's really hard to, blend it out from that spot. So you have to be careful not to get too much in one spot because it doesn't just, whisk away, which is kind of odd. I'm not really sure why. Yeah, it did the job. I wouldn't say I highly, highly recommend it just because I did have a problem trying to blend it out, but not terrible. My favorite affordable setting powder that I've ever found is the RCMA, but I, like many others, hate the container it comes in. Alright, so I'm going to give my face some color using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is something I've already tried and know that I like. It doesn't give a ton of color by any means, but gives enough, and it smells amazing. I'm quite a fan of this brush. I really like the way it hugged my cheekbone. I really like the way natural hair brushes blend out cheek products because I feel like synthetic ones can tend to pack it on a little bit too much. So I usually do use a natural hair brush for blushes and bronzer and highlight. So yeah, I am a fan of this. And actually, you know what? I still feel like I need a little bit more color, so I'm going to grab a Milani Blush. This is the shade Berry Amore. Berry Amore, I think it's Amore. I love that Physicians Formula bronzer, but it is very, very subtle, so it's not something I feel like I can just wear on its own without blush and stuff like that, so that's better. Alright, so now I am breaking in the Soph X Revolution Highlight Palette. This was $12, which I think is a really good price if it performs well, so let's see Okay. I'm a sucker for gold, so I'm going to go in with the gold shade, and I am using a Morphe 510. Okay, so let's just almost drop my mirror. Ooh. Okay, guys, this is actually really showing up really well. I have used the Golden Lights highlight before from Revolution, which I was really happy with. One of my favorite drugstore highlighters, and this is not disappointing at all. Well, at least that one. Let's see. I just dug into the purple one. Yeah, buddy. Okay. That palette is nice. So it looks like there are some baked ones and pressed powder ones. I'm actually going to just swatch all these for you. I would just keep piling them on, but because I do have acne scarring and texture, I don't want to start emphasizing too much texture, but for the most part, these are smooth and not accentuating too much right now. So I'm going to just swatch them all for you so you guys can get a better idea. Okay, so that's that first icy white one, which really, really pretty. This one's not as, oh, okay. When I swatched it, it definitely is reflective. That second one's more of a champagne, not so white. This is a baked one. This is the first gold one that I put on. I'm going to swatch this fourth one in. That one's more of like a bronzy gold. Still super reflective. I'm actually super impressed with the formula. Here's this pink one, which maybe it's just because my hands are super dry, but that one is not showing up as much. Okay, that purple one is really, really, really pretty. Woo! That is blinding. One. Gorgeous. That would be really pretty on deeper skin tones. That's gorgeous. And this last one, which is the bronze pressed powder, not the baked one. That one's more of like a yellow bronze. So from what I can tell, the baked ones are definitely a bit more reflective, but they're all really pretty, not chalky, very pigmented. That purple one in the middle, oh, like look at that. All right, highly recommend this. I love this so far. All right, hoping this is just as good. I am breaking into the Soph X Revolution eyeshadow palette. This was a bit more. This was $15. So a little bit higher price point for drugstore, but if it works, I don't really mind that. And for as many colors as you get, it's really not that bad. It's just not like, you know, super, super cheap. And you know what? Actually, I'm going to do my eyebrows first. So this is the Maybelline Total Temptation Brow Pencil in the shade Soft Brown. I wish there was more of a taupey shade because it goes right from blonde to soft brown. So yeah, I wish there was an in-between color there. Maybe they'll come out with more, but the soft brown works pretty well. I did mention that I've used this before. Although I really like the product, I think it goes on nice and it stays on well. I hate that spoolie. It's just like a little ball. It does not really do what I need it to. So now that I have my brows on, again, like I said, it is slightly dark and on the reddish side for me, but the blonde looked like it was too light, so a taupe shade would have been good. But if you can find a color for you, I think that this is a good product. I've worn it a couple times. It stays on. My brows don't slide off. I like that the pencil itself is soft, so you don't feel like you're digging out your brow hairs trying to get the pencil on, but it's not too soft to where you feel like your brows are going to melt off during the day. So other than the color and the spoolie, I do really like this product. Okay, so now for the part that I've been most excited about, because I love playing with new eyeshadow, is the Soph X Revolution palette. Really great shade selection. I'm going to swatch a couple first. I'm not going to swatch all of them because I don't think that swatches are always the most true representation of a shadow or product for that matter. So I'm just going to swatch a couple just to kind of get an idea. And that is pretty pigmented. Not the absolute most pigmented swatch I've ever seen, but definitely not sheer either. I'll be honest, I very rarely find an eyeshadow palette from the drugstore that I like. If we're saying affordable, then Morphe, obviously, but as far as a drugstore palette, I've never really found one that I love. So I'm just gonna swatch a couple more, like this really pretty green. Okay, that one's really pigmented. Okay, all right. I'm just curious of how this is going to perform on the eye, so I'm just going to jump into it. I'm taking a Morphe M441, Why Can't I Ever Talk? And I am going to start with this shade right here. I guess it would help if I got it in view. Just going to tap off because it does seem a bit powdery, which is pretty normal, and that's okay. Okay, so far that gave a really nice wash of color. I did tap off my brush again because it did seem powdery, but I didn't get any fallout on my face because I did tap it off. So as long as you do that, I think you're going to be okay with this palette. But let me dig into a few more colors before I for sure say that. So taking an E27 from Morphe, I'm going to take this pinkier shade right here. And kind of the same thing, just putting it in my crease. You can see a little bit of powder, but again, nothing crazy. Next, I'm going to take that deeper maroonish mauve shade. Okay, so this is where we're at with all the crease colors I've used so far. And so far so good. I'm not getting any fallout on the face. Again, it is a little powdery in the pan, but nothing crazy, nothing I haven't seen happen in high-end palettes. So next, I think I'm going to take this light purpley pink shimmery shade and put that all over the lid. I'm going to take that like nylon-y looking shade on just kind of a flatter eyeshadow brush. It's the same one I actually use on my lid. Just kind of flipping it over. And I'm going to use that as a brow bone highlight. I'm also going to take just a little bit of that shade right there, and I'm just going to put a little bit under the lash line. I think I can safely say that the Soph X collection was revolution. The eyeshadow palette and the highlighting palette was a success. I love the highlighter. I really, really, really like the eyeshadow. It blended out easily. I didn't get fallout on my face. The color selection's beautiful. The pigment, I had to build up slightly on the lid, but really, it's often, really, both of those performed really well for especially the price point, but aside from the price point, I really like the way that this stuff turned out. I think that's definitely the best drugstore eyeshadow palette I've ever tried thus far. So I'm going to move on to eyeliner, mascara, lip, and all of that and finish up this look. So this eyeliner is not new. It is definitely something I've used on my channel before, and it's the Physicians Formula Eye Booster. I'm going to do my eyeliner off camera just because I have to be like this close to the mirror, so there's nothing you're going to really be able to see. Okay, so we're back with eyeliner. I think I'm going to put a lip on real quick just because I'm sick of looking at my pale ass lips. So this is the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink. I've never tried any of these, but I've heard good things. They smell good. Like the applicator, it gives you a really crisp line. I really like the way the lip went on. It is drying down, but it's not like a super drying matte. It doesn't feel like. I'll see once it dries a little bit more. And now I'm going on to the Total Temptation Maybelline Mascara. Finally have it open. This claims to give you a very full, thick, like fluffy eyelash look. So let's see what it does. The mascara to me is just kind of okay. I think if you're going to go for a drugstore mascara, the best I've used, and one of my favorite mascaras, is the Lash Paradise from L'Oreal. This is given a very natural lash, so if that's what you're into, you might like this. It's not clumpy, it's not spidery, leg looking, it's just very natural, which some people might like, but for me personally, this is just okay. Like, it's just very, very too natural for me. But I'm going to be trying lashes anyway, so this is a good mascara to just kind of blend in your real lashes with fake lashes. So it has a purpose, but for me, I wouldn't say it's a must-have. The mascara is kind of a flop for me. It's really taken me a lot to build up really much volume at all. That's my cat. Alright, so I'm going to go finish up this look using these Kiss 11 lashes. They kind of remind me of the wispies from Ardell. But I think I mentioned in my last video, I've been pretty disappointed with Ardell lately. The bands seem to be getting thinner and thinner and thinner. Not in a good way, in the way that like they're ripping when I take them off of the pack. So I was looking for a different drugstore lashes, so I'm going to see how these work. I'm going to go apply them with the Duo, like the paint on glue, and I will be right back. Alright, so I've applied the lashes, and I love these lashes. I think they're really, really pretty, very, like, flirty, wispy. They have, like, a nice curl to them. They were easy to put on. They feel very light, very weightless. So, yeah, I'm really pleased with the way this all turned out, actually. Just to give you guys like a little close-up of how it all turned out. I really like it. The lip did set down, but it's still not like a painfully dry matte lip. They kind of remind me of the lip suedes from NYX, which I really like, and those stay on really well for me, so I'll have to see how these wear. But I really like most of the things that I tried today. I think I would say the only things that I would really pass on, I hate to say, is I'm not a fan of the Conceal and Define from Revolution. I know a lot of people have had really good luck with it so far, so maybe it's worth trying for you. It is like $6.99, so it's a great price point. I don't think it's terrible, but I don't think it's that good either, at least on me. Everybody's different. Another thing that I would pass on is the Total Temptation Maybelline Mascara. To me, it just didn't give much length or volume, which I believe is what it claims on the packaging. Let me find it because I ripped it all up. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to have to give a pass on the Maybelline Mascara because it does say 85% saw bold volume. I wouldn't say that it gives bold volume. 92% saw lengthened lashes. I wouldn't say it's crazy lengthening either. It says it's infused with coconut extract. Oh. Well, the mascara smells good, which is interesting. So yeah, if you're wanting a natural lash and you like the smell of coconuts and want it on your eyes, you might like this. For me, it is kind of a pass though. And for the most part, I really liked everything else. I'm a little iffy on this just because I had a hard time like blending it out. It just kind of like stuck in spots, which was weird. The LA Girl concealer is good so far. I can't wait to see how well it wears because right now it's giving me a pretty smooth look, which I'm happy about. So quick overview. Yes on the lashes. Yes on the brushes. Even though I didn't use 2 of them today, the quality of the brushes seem amazing, and really 25 bucks is worth really the price of one of them. So yes on the brushes, yes on the LA Girl Pro Conceal, yes on the Superstay Matte Ink, yes, definitely yes on the Soph X Revolution Highlighting Palette, and apparently I already lost the eyeshadow palette. Here it is. Yes on the Soph X Shadow Palette. Anything else that I didn't mention, like the Revlon Colorstay, all that is stuff I've used before and already know that I love. That's really all I have for this video, you guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe because I always super duper appreciate it. You can subscribe by clicking on the subscribe button in the description, just like everybody else. Or I always put my face in the little bubble at the end of the video, which you can click on as well. So please don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up, share, all that jazz, and I will see you guys in my next video.